This is a quick walkthrough of the navigation features of the FASTBridge Learning system. We use FASTBridge in Davenport for our universal screening and progress monitoring of students in kindergarten through 8th grade for both ELA and math. The first time that you log into your FASTBridge account, you'll be asked to accept the user agreement. After that, you'll be taken to this home screen of your teacher account. On the home screen, they'll often have notices, reminders, and they've added a new feature of the to-do list. This to-do list isn't Davenport specific, but it will give you some ideas about different ways to use your data and some of the features of reports that are available within the system. As you go across the top, these tabs are where you'll spend most of your time navigating the system. The first tab you'll want to visit is the Training and Resources tab. Within this tab, you'll find resources, FAST assessments, intervention resources, and some getting started materials. Under the Resources section, you'll find downloads, which include all of the student materials, and also benchmarks and norms for all assessments available in FASTBridge Learning system. As you scroll down, you'll see the FAST assessments that are available. These links take you to the training and certification materials for each assessment. At the beginning of each school year, you'll need to complete the certification lessons and take the assessment if you haven't already done so. The certification assessment is found in step 7 of the lessons. If you've already passed that certification assessment, then you'll just need to review the materials so that you remember the standardization directions and the information for screening and progress monitoring for the assessments that you'll be giving. To get back to all of the resources, you click back on that Training and Resources tab. As you continue scrolling down, you'll see there's assessments for math and behavior, some intervention materials, and some more information on getting started. There's additional videos and information for screening, progress monitoring, and reports. So we continue looking across the top here. The next tab over is Screening. When it's time to screen your students, this is where you'll go to get their assessment. You should see your student names here, and then the assessments that are available to be administered across the top here. Anywhere there's a score means that the student has already completed that assessment. If there's this timer icon, that means that a student is ready to take that assessment. You would click the timer icon and the assessment will appear for the student. The other icon you might see would be a play symbol, and that would be if a student has started the assessment but not completed it yet. The reading and math and behavior assessments available will be off to the left-hand side. So you could click on any assessment there, select your class, their names will appear, and then you would click on the timer icon underneath the appropriate screening window. You can refer to our Davenport Universal Screening Assessments document, which will tell you which assessments we give at which grade levels. The next tab over is Setting up Progress Monitoring. Many of the assessments have progress monitoring available for them. Not all, but you can create progress monitoring groups to continue to monitor your students' progress between the screening windows. The last tab is then Reporting. There are a lot of reports available. We'll learn more about them as the year goes on. They're broken into different categories of screening and problem solving. The first one you'd want to go to after a screening would be that group screening report, which will show you how each student did. Then there's reports under analysis and planning and intervention and monitoring as well. Within the group screening report, select who you want to view it for, grade or class if available, and then the interval, which screening period you want. Generate the report. When it opens up, the top table is going to be for the students in the group that you selected, whether it was a grade level or a class. And right now we're viewing this by the norms. If you want to switch it to the benchmarks, You can use that drop-down box. You can see the colors will adjust slightly, and now you're viewing it by whether or not students have met that benchmark. Student names will appear on the left-hand side and followed by their scores. Their scores can be sorted. If you see the star, that indicates that the student's score was at or above the college and career ready benchmark. If there are no visual cues, that is an indicator that the student has met the benchmark. 1 exclamation point is an indicator that the student is at some risk. 2 exclamation points is an indicator that the student is at high risk. As you scroll down, you can see some more information about the group that you're viewing. So this is a good report after the screening window to just get a quick view of how everyone did and which risk category they fell in. A couple other features to point out to you are your class list. On the left-hand side is where you can find your class list. It would be a good idea before the screening window begins to check your class list and make sure that all of your students are there so that they can screen when you're ready. If they're not there, then that means there's probably a scheduling issue in Infinite Campus, and you'll want to work with your building secretary to ensure that they're scheduled correctly in campus. Also, up at the very top, there is a link to the knowledge base. In the knowledge base, you can search for many different topics, whether it's screening, progress monitoring, or reports, and get some information. Some of them are articles to read, some of them are videos to watch. So if you have some general questions, you could go into the knowledge base to search for information. It'll pull up all the possible topics. When you start off the school year in FASTBridge, the things that you need to remember are to be able to log in, check your class list to ensure that it's accurate, visit the Training and Resources tab, and find the assessments that you will give for your grade level or content area, and complete the training and certification pieces for the assessments that you give.